Picture this. You're at a yoga class, stretching your body into a shape that closely resembles a pretzel. The instructor, a 60-year-old man who you'd more likely associate with a rocking chair than a yoga mat, suddenly lights up a joint. Sounds a bit far-fetched, right? Well, let me tell you, it was quite the spectacle. Amidst our collective gasps, he took a long, slow drag and then, with a twinkle in his eye, launched into a sun salutation like he was a 20-year-old. The room was filled with a mix of shock, amusement, and a dash of curiosity. We were all wondering the same thing. Is this what yoga has come to? But as the session progressed, the initial shock wore off, replaced by a sense of calm and, dare I say, enjoyment. This wasn't just your average yoga class, it was a revelation, a blend of relaxation, stretching, and a whole lot of laughter. And that, my friends, was my introduction to the world of Sesh and stretch. Now, you might be wondering, is this for real? Well, brace yourself because it's as real as the joint in your hand. Welcome to the world of Sesh and stretch, a practice that marries the relaxing properties of cannabis with the physical and mental benefits of yoga. Yes, you heard that right. It's a combination that, at first glance, might seem as odd as pineapple on pizza. But stick with me here, let's talk about some common misconceptions. You may be picturing a room full of stoners, barely able to hold a tree pose without toppling over. But that's not the reality. Sesh and stretch isn't about getting so high you can't tell your left foot from your right. It's about using cannabis to enhance your yoga practice, helping you to relax, focus, and truly connect with your body. And what about the benefits? Well, apart from the obvious fact that it's probably the most chill yoga session you'll ever experience, many practitioners report increased flexibility, improved mood, and even pain relief. Now you might be thinking, but isn't yoga supposed to be about clarity and focus? Won't weed just cloud my mind? Well, not necessarily. The science behind it is actually quite fascinating. Certain strains of cannabis are known to enhance creativity and focus, which can lead to a more mindful and introspective yoga practice. And let's not forget the humor in it all. There's something inherently funny about a room full of adults stretching and bending in all sorts of odd positions, all while enjoying a good puff. It's yoga, but with a dash of irreverence and a whole lot of fun. But don't just take my word for it. Give it a go. Try a gentle strain, roll out your yoga mat, and see where the practice takes you. You might be surprised by how much you enjoy it. So, next time you light up, consider throwing in a downward dog or two. Your body might thank you. You're probably thinking, weed and yoga? That's like pairing a fine wine with a cheeseburger, but hear me out. Now, we're all familiar with the calming properties of yoga. It's a millennial-old practice that's been easing minds and bodies, promoting flexibility, and making us feel like we're part of some exclusive club of cool, zen individuals. On the other hand, you've got weed, a plant that's been around for just as long, providing a different kind of relaxation, sometimes accompanied by a deep appreciation for potato chips and reruns of old sitcoms. At first glance, they seem worlds apart. One is a spiritual journey to self-discovery, while the other, well, it's just a good time, right? But what if I told you they're not as mismatched as you might think? Imagine this. You're in your downward dog, and your mind starts to wander, as it always does. You're thinking about that embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago, the pile of laundry waiting for you, or the fact that we're all just floating on a giant rock in space. Now imagine doing that same pose, but this time you've just had a puff of your favorite strain. Suddenly those thoughts are quiet. It's just you, your body, and your breath. The relaxed state weed induces can help you get into the right mindset for yoga. It can help you focus on your breath, on your movements, without the constant chatter of your mind. It's like having a personal off switch for your worries. Similarly, the physical benefits of yoga can help counteract some of the less desirable effects of weed, like that pesky couch lock. So you see, weed and yoga are like two peas in a pod. They both aim for the same thing, to help you relax, unwind, and be present in the moment. And together they create a synergy that can take your relaxation to a whole new level. Who knew the secret to inner peace was a joint and a yoga mat? Now that you're intrigued, you're probably wondering, how do I get started? Well, you're in the right place. First, let's talk about finding the right strain for your sesh and stretch session. Now I know what you're thinking, isn't any strain good? Well, not exactly. Some strains will have you stuck on the couch, while others will make you feel like you're on top of the world. For yoga, we're aiming for a happy medium. You want a strain that will help you relax, but also stay focused. Strains like Blue Dream, Sour Diesel, or even a little Pineapple Express could do the trick. But remember, everyone's different, so experiment with what works best for you. Now, on to the yoga practices. If you're a beginner, start slow. Don't go trying to pull off a one-handed tree pose while you're on cloud 9. Let's keep it simple. Start with poses like the mountain pose, child's pose, and the ever-popular downward dog. These are easy to do and will help you get into the groove. As you get more comfortable, you can add more complex poses to your routine. The key here is to listen to your body. If a pose doesn't feel right, don't force it. Yoga is about harmony, not about proving how flexible you are, and trust me, your body will thank you later. Safety, my friends, is paramount. Always make sure you're in a safe and comfortable environment before you start your session. Clear the area of any sharp objects or anything you could trip over. Also, have some water nearby. Hydration is important, especially when you're partaking in the devil's lettuce. And lastly, don't forget to breathe. It's easy to hold your breath when you're focusing on a pose, but remember, your body needs oxygen to function. And if you're thinking, I don't have a yoga mat, don't worry. A soft carpet or even a towel can work just as well. The point is to be comfortable and safe. Now, I know this may all seem a bit daunting, but don't fret. The beauty of Sesh and Stretch is that it's all about you. There's no competition, no race to the finish line. It's about taking a moment for yourself to relax and unwind. So take it at your own pace and enjoy the journey. And remember, this is not about becoming a yogi overnight. It's about blending two activities that many of us love, yoga and enjoying a little herb, to create a unique, relaxing experience. So give Sesh and Stretch a try. You might just find it's exactly what you've been looking for. Remember, the goal isn't to turn into a human pretzel while high. It's about finding balance and relaxation. Now that you're all set to start your Sesh and Stretch journey, there's one last thing. Picture this: a community where you can freely talk about your passion for yoga, the art of the perfect roll, and the best strains for a deeply meditative experience. No judgment, no side eyes, just a group of like-minded individuals who understand that a good stretch and a good sesh go hand in hand. Welcome to the Sesh and Stretch community. Imagine a place where the scent of incense merges with the aroma of freshly ground herb, where the sound of calming music is punctuated by the soft flicker of a lighter. It's a place where the yoga mat meets the rolling tray, where the spiritual meets the recreational. This isn't your average yoga community, it's a unique blend, much like that hybrid strain you've been saving for a special occasion. In this community, everyone is welcome, whether you're a seasoned yogi or you can't tell your downward dog from your warrior pose. Whether you're a cannabis connoisseur or you've just started exploring the world of weed, don't worry, we won't ask you to perform a headstand while lighting up, at least not on your first day. You see, the Sesh and Stretch community is all about embracing the unconventional, the laid back, and the downright chill. It's about understanding that sometimes the best way to reach that elusive state of Zen is to combine the calming effects of yoga with the soothing properties of cannabis. So if you're ready to stretch your body, open your mind, and light up your senses, this is the place for you. It's a community that understands that sometimes the best way to find balance is to create your own path, a path paved with yoga mats, rolling papers, and a sense of adventure. So, are you ready to join the most chilled-out community on the planet?